come ti sei ingrassato? Ma che ti sei messo oggi? Guardi, scusi, ce l'ho prima io. 5 Italian traits you should know about before you go to Italy. Ciao a tutti, io sono Manu, benvenuti a Italy Made Easy. Today we are looking at 5 traits that make us Italian who we are. And these are sometimes very different from English-speaking cultures. So what I'd like to do in this short video is go over what I believe are 5 big differences between English-speaking cultures and Italians. Now, whatever I'm going to say about Italians differs from region to region. Italy has 20 regions, which is like 20 different countries. So it's hard to find something that applies to everybody, but these things, I would say they're pan-Italian. They apply really, they're very common. Okay, maybe they're not everybody, but they're very common. The first one is directness. Italians are extremely direct, sometimes to the point of appearing or being rude. So, okay, between friends, it's extreme. So it's not uncommon for somebody to see you and say, "Oh, you got fat," or you put on so much weight, or "What the heck are you wearing?" or "I don't like your haircut." We're extremely direct. We don't really sweeten the pill, pretty much. This also applies between strangers, which is often very different in the English-speaking culture, where we tend to be a lot more soft in our approach. So Italians will tell you stuff like, "Hey, how was your first?" Or "Don't you even think about jumping the line?" So we are extremely direct. The negative is that it often appears or is quite rude. The positive, I would say, is that somehow this really helps avoiding the useless chit-chat that sometimes you have to engage in. And it also tells you who doesn't like you, and you can easily tell them that you don't like them. So you can just spare your time by avoiding certain people, because we're so direct that you will know. You will know if we don't like you. Us Italians are usually very spontaneous. I'm not saying that English-speaking people aren't, but it's completely different. The way we interact with each other is really, really spontaneous. Even in this time and age of telephones and apps and everybody being busy, we still rock up at a friend's house. We still say, "Ding, hey, I'm here. Want to hang out?" We still do it. It's not specific to kids or teenagers. We all do it. So we don't need to look at a calendar. We don't need to plan 3 weeks ahead. If a friend wants to hang out right now and we're free, we will just go out and do stuff. So it is a very spontaneous culture. So this makes us a lot more gregarious. We really like to hang out. We like to spend long hours together. So it's not just like, "I'll meet you for a coffee and then I'm out." But if we catch up, we do spend a lot of time together. And it's a lot easier to catch up because we don't have to look at our calendars and plan so far ahead. So that's really good. Now the negative is that we are a lot in each other's space and face, which can be a problem, especially because we're so direct that sometimes it's not the best. Now, we tend to be a little bit more rule-bending than people in English-speaking countries. Okay, we do. What do I mean? I'm not talking about, well, I am talking about breaking the law, but the way we look at it is, it's not that big of a deal. So let me be specific. I'm not talking about being criminals. I'm not talking about anything like that. But what I'm saying is that we are a bit more relaxed about authority. So, double parking, not a big deal. We'll do it. I'm not saying that I do it, but I'm saying that overall we tend to do things like that. No smoking sign, not always respected, I would say that. Or still going back to driving, like if there's a sign to not use your horn, well, guess what? People will use it. So overall, Italians tend to be a bit more anarchical than other countries. So we kind of like to live in a way that makes us have a good life, us meaning the individual, which often clashes with the civic sense that we should have as citizens of a country. So yeah, you may find and the experience in Italy sometimes uncivilized, because Italians will really do pretty much what they want without being too concerned about authority. Now, on the good side, that was negative to me. On the good side is that we are a lot more flexible. So if something can be done, but you talk to somebody, they're willing to do it, because this rule bending applies to all facets of life. So, let's say you're in a restaurant, and we don't have the idea in restaurants that you can't change something on the menu. You go to a restaurant, you don't like what you see, you just tell them to whip something together, they'll do it. There is no we can't do it. Everything is possible, which is often a good thing for you, the user, because then you get it your way, which takes me back to being anarchical, that we want to get it our way, and we do. Now, overall, Italians, we are quite liberal. I'm thinking specifically about body image and the way we express ourselves through our body. So you will find that fashion in Italy is very tight. We do wear very tight clothing, very revealing for men and women. And if you come from a culture that is a bit more conservative, you're up for a shock, especially if you hang out in beach towns where people where there are beach goers and it's in its warm climate. You will find that it is quite common. It's almost, I'm not going to say it's the norm, but it's totally normal for guys to wear Speedos, like the really tiny swimsuit, and for girls to be topless. So if you're not used to that, you have to know that. Nudity, we're extremely comfortable with nudity. We don't really think too much of nudity. It's not offensive to most Italians, and so you will find that Italian TV is full of nudity at any time of the day. Even like your game show, your family game show, has a bunch of very little dressed men and women. There's an ad for carpets, there's a naked woman. There's an ad for water, there's a naked man. So this is extremely different from most English cultures that I've experienced. So be prepared for that. Lastly, something that I think it's quite Italian is the family interaction, the family bond. Now, Italians tend to have very small families. These days, I think most families have one child. So we have small families, and not all families have an extended family around them. But overall, the way we interact with our family is very, very tight, very close, very supportive. It's not uncommon for Italian children to live with the family, with the parents until they're 30, all for free. I was shocked when I first came to Australia and my 20-year-old friends were telling me that the few ones who still lived with mom and dad, that they were paying rent. And to me, it's like, you're paying rent to your parents? What? It didn't make sense to me. So there's a lot of bond, like parents will do a lot for children. Most Italians, it's hard to say everybody, but, we get our first scooter given, when we're 14, we get our first car. It's a lot different from English-speaking cultures where kids have to earn their everything. And it's not just that. It's when we do have extended families, we do hang out together a lot. Not everybody in Italy does that, especially with people having, moved towns or just not being, that close to the rest of the family. But when we do have a relationship with the extended family and we get together, then we do end up with large groups. In my family, there's only 4 of us. But when we do something like a holiday, there is probably 30 relatives that show up. So this is good in a way because you always have somebody to rely on. There's a lot of support, there's a lot of help. If you're moving out and you're going somewhere, renting a new place, you don't have to buy anything because some relative will give you something. So you'll have your furnished house like that. There's always a lot being given to you, but this is also the negative is that the family is always there, very present, very judgmental. There's a lot of drama because everybody knows so much about everybody else that there's sometimes a lot of judgment. That's internal judgment. That's what makes us Italian. So are the things I've said true for your culture as well? Grazie mille e ci vediamo nel prossimo video. Ciao ciao!